Live from the University of St. Francis in Joliet, Illinois, it is time for Fighting Saints Volleyball. Today, they take on the Governor State University Jaguars in game number 1 of the CCAC season. Saints come in with a record of 3-5 overall in 8 non-conference games, coming back from a pretty successful Indiana Wesleyan Invitational over the weekend. They won 2 of their 4 matches out at Indiana Wesleyan, including 1 win over a ranked foe, Lourdes University, ranked number 22 in the country. The Saints upset them in 5 sets. Governor State, a little bit better record at 4-1. However, they have not had the same level of competition that the Fighting Saints have had, so it'll be an interesting matchup today. The starters for Governor State: Ashley Pickert, Nilissa Maris, Tia Lee, Erica Halverson, Lizette Gonzalez, and Malika Johnson, with Anastasia Jurasic, the libero. For St. Francis, McKenna Bartecki, Taylor Valent, Brenna Perinar, Brooklyn Withy, Joanna Nowicki, and Leah Rose. Leah Ellis is the libero for the Fighting Saints. We are ready to commence here. The first serve will belong to Lizette Gonzalez of Governor State. First serve is away, and here we go. Played on the backside by St. Francis. This is Perinar dinking it over, but it is blocked on the other side, and the Jaguars keep it alive. There's a good hit from Malika Johnson, picking up the first point of the game that belongs to Governor State. So Governor State takes a quick 1-0 lead, and they will maintain service here. Lizette Gonzalez sends another away. Pushed awkwardly on the backside, but a good hit over right there by the freshman Taylor Valent. And now on the other end, it's the Saints once again. Ellis, a good pass. Valent pushes it over and saved from the back line, but out of bounds by Jurasic. So the Saints get the point. Taylor Valent was the last one to touch it for St. Francis, pushing it over the net. Played unsuccessfully on the other end by Jurasic. It's 1-1, and the Saints will get their first serve of the night. It is Darian Baldwin into the contest and sending it away to the backside. It's Johnson. And a good-looking shot there, but out the sideline. Ashley Pickert a little bit too strong, and the point goes to the Saints as that kill shot sails out along the sideline. Darian Baldwin, a junior transfer from Lewistown, sends it away. Second consecutive serve. On the backside, it's played by Leah Rose. Pushed over by Valent, and that will go out of bounds along the sideline. That's a point to Governor State, and we're tied up at 2. First set here at St. Francis, just underway, and a good start for both sides. Tied up 2-2. Governor State in their second season of CCAC activity. Nice dig there by Leah Ellis. A little miscommunication, but the Saints do get it over. And now Pickert is blocked at the net. Point to the Saints. I think that was Brooklyn Withy got her paws on it. Withy comes up with the block for St. Francis, and it's a 3-2 lead for the home team. Taylor Valent gets her first serve, and it's not a good one as it sails out the back line. A service error for the Fighting Saints ties the score up 3-3. For Taylor Valent, that is the 10th time this season she's been unsuccessful on a serve to lead the team. Pickert trying to put the Jaguars on a run, and she does right off the bat, at least a 2-0 run. A service ace for Pickert, as the Saints were unable to play that ball on the back middle. So Pickert will send it away again. From the left side, she pushes it to the right, and Joanna Nowicki gets her first touch. Nowicki with the kill, and that ball is out of bounds. Nowicki looking for the kill, but just inches too far outside. That ball goes out the back for a Governor State point. They've got their biggest lead of the night so far at 5-3 here in the first set. Serve from Pickert. Too strong, out of bounds. That one well too strong from Ashley Pickert. And she commits the error. For Ashley Pickert, it's the 7th service error of the season. So each team has made a serving mistake now. We'll call it even there. Brooklyn Withy sends the serve away for St. Francis. There's Nowicki pushing it down, Joanna Nowicki. Nowicki ties the score 5-5. She just caught the Jaguars defense off guard right there, pushing it into the empty space. Here come the Saints. Pushed across by Pickert. Leah Ellis there to play it for the Saints. Nowicki can't get the kill the second time in a row. Johnson pushes it into the net. That is going to be an attacking error on Governor State. St. Francis gets the point. They lead now 6-5. Brooklyn Withy again. Over for the Jaguars. Nowicki down on her knees, is able to play that ball. There's Tanae Phillips looking for the kill, but a good block. And an error called on Governor State. Melissa Maris went into the net. And that defensive mistake by Governor State makes it 7-5 Saints. They match their largest lead. Trying to make it 3 points ahead. Withy hits it into the air. Nice set to Nowicki, tipped at the net and kept alive by the Tigers. Excuse me, the Jaguars. There's Morris and dug out by Alice on the other end. Phillips, too strong. That's out of bounds, and the point will go to Governor State. That snaps the 4-0 Saints run.
Net violation, Governor State, Fighting Saints.
Check that. The net violation was called on the Jaguars. So it is going to be St. Francis serve. It still belongs to Withy. So the score is 8-5 rather than 7-6. It looked like Jaguars finally got one on a Tanae Phillips mistake, but the net violation cost them for the second straight point. And here we go once again. 3-point lead for the Saints. Nowicki over. Back to the Jaguars. Johnson will pass it over the net. Here's Leah Alice. Baldwin sets it up, but a good block by Governor State to block the Sydney Gerard attempt. And the Jaguars are back on the board now. It's 8-6. That ball hit the line, and that is going to be a Jaguars point. Erica Halverson is given credit for the ace, and she brings Governor State back to within one. 8-7 is our score. Alice to Baldwin. Nowicki tries to punch it over. It's blocked right back. The Saints are still in control here. Gerard blocked down into the net. Point to the Saints.
Kill by Gerard. Point USA.
Sydney Gerard picks up her first point of the night. Saints lead once again by 2. It's a 9-7 score as McKenna Bartecki, freshman out of Providence, gets her first serve. Johnson hit that ball illegally. Another point to the Saints. She kind of got caught in between on that one. Looking for the set, but she palmed it. So here's another serve from Bartecki, and this one will be an ace. Ashley Pickert tried to play it on the back end, but Bartecki's serve a little bit out of her reach. And the Saints now have their biggest lead, 11-7. Nearly halfway to a Game 1 victory, but there's a service error that will give a point back to Governor State. 11-8, good back and forth action here in game number 1 tonight. It is, of course, as always, a best-of-5 match. Governor State trying to improve to 5-1. Both teams are looking for their first conference victory, and the Saints have the early lead, 12-8 now, as that serve went out the sideline, just a little bit wide. Good play by the Saints to let it go. 12-8, and it's Leah Ellis. She's been the best server on the team this year. First serve of the day today. There's a set from Alice. Perinar looking for the kill, but a good dig on the other end by Halverson. Or rather, Maris. That's Halverson pushing it over. Now looking for the kill. A good shot from Taylor Valent. And Valent picks up the kill. Taylor Valent extends the lead to a game-high 5 points for the Fighting Saints. And Leah Alice, the libero in black, goes for another serve. Out of bounds. Too strong from Maris. Melissa Maris Junior from Belgrade, Serbia, one of 2 Serbians on the Governor State roster. One of their best players statistically this year, having a tough time over the last few points, and Pedro Gonzalez wants a timeout. The head coach of the Jaguars calls his team aside, and they'll talk about things right now with this thing starting to get away from Governor State a little bit. Our score is 14-8 in favor of the Fighting Saints. Neck and neck over the first few minutes tonight. Saints have gone on a good run here, though, as they have opened up their largest lead of the night. They've scored the last 3 points consecutively. Leah Alice doing a nice job serving. Alice, 11 service aces this year. That leads the team. She also, of course, leads the team with 134 digs out of her libero position. Set the school record in that category a year ago. Timeout's done. Alice is ready to go. Is the clock ready for her? Now it is. There's the buzzer, signaling the end of the timeout. And there's the whistle. Here's the serve from Alice. Returned and blocked down by the Saints. Sydney Gerard picks up the point. That looked like a pass that just got away from the Jaguars. It went over the net. They were looking to set up a kill. And instead it went over. Gerard was right there, and there she is again. That was Valent as well, getting her hand on that ball. Governor State just not working out right now on the offensive. Their passes are going over the net, and they're getting killed on it. That ball was touched, so it is going to belong to Governor State. Tipped at the net before going out of bounds. And the score now 16-9 in favor of the Saints. It'll be the libero, Anastasia Jurasic, to serve from the left side for the Jaguars. Jump serve to the sideline and out. Not a good looking serve right there from Jurasic. It's her 3rd service error of the season. And it inches the Saints ever closer to a first set victory. Serve away from Leah Rose. Nice kill shot there from Ashley Pickert. Senior out of Tinley Park, Illinois. Transferred in from Kentucky Wesleyan, and she's been a nice benefit to the Jaguars this year, looking to improve upon their first season last year. They've been very good so far in 2017. Perinar pushes it over. And Maris can't play it on the other end. I don't know that Perinar was looking for the kill there. She was just trying to keep the volley alive. And she got the former, not the latter. Getting the point was a little bit better. Nice result for Brenna Perinar. Halverson blocked, and it's down for the Saints. Point St. Francis. 19-10. They're starting to pull away here. Brooklyn Withy, Janae Phillips in on that block. Here's the junior, Darian Baldwin with the serve. It's played softly. There's a set pushed over by Pickert, and Baldwin can't keep it alive. Nice kill for Pickert. Jaguars staying alive here, down by 8, potentially late in this first game. This is Alexis Gayton into the game for the first time and looking to serve. Nice dig by Leah Rose. Withy keeps it alive, and Phillips pushes it over. Pickert blocked down for the Saints. Taylor Withy. Brooklyn Withy rather than Taylor Valent in on that one. Brooklyn Withy gets the block and the point for the Fighting Saints. They lead by 9 once again. And an ace. Taylor Valent gets it down all on her own. And the Saints are running away with this thing. They lead by 10. 4 more points needed for the victory here. Valent's serve this time is returned. Blocked and kept alive by the Jaguars. Blocked again. Again kept alive by the Jaguars. Here's Maris dinking it over. Nice play. Baldwin to Valent to Phillips, and Phillips gets it down just in bounds. Nice work today, Phillips, taking an increased role with the Saints offensively this year after they lost a number of players from the 2016 team that won the conference and went on to the national tournament. A lot of young players on this team, and some of the seniors are stepping up in increased roles. Jaguars get it over. Baldwin plays it in a little miscommunication there. Withy and Nowicki kind of looked at each other. Brooklyn Withy was the one who ultimately got her hand on it, but too little too late. The Jaguars get the point. 22-12 is our score. Serve from Pickert. Nowicki returns it. And Nowicki again looking for the kill. It's in. That ball inbounds just inside the line, and the Saints are 2 points away from the win. 23-12 is our score. Here's Brooklyn Withy. Withy serving from the middle. Too strong. That's out of bounds. Point to Governor State. A few too many service errors, I'm sure, for Coach Kara Courier's liking in today's game. Came in averaging just over 1 per set. Leah Alice, the first one to touch this ball. Baldwin to Nowicki. Nice dig by Pickert to keep it alive. Maris over. And Leah Alice on the other end. Here's to Phillips. Blocked. And somebody was in the net. Net violation on Governor State. The point goes to St. Francis. And it's 24-13 now. They will have 11 consecutive game points. Let's see if McKenna Bartecki can win it on one. Bartecki from the right side sends the serve to the same side. Nice shot, but a good dig by Leah Alice, high into the air. And now Nowicki pushes it over. Played on the other end by Gaetan. Maris blocked and down, Saints point. And St. Francis comes away with the first set victory, 25-13. And that was Sydney Gerard who came up with the game-ending block. Nice work by Gerard, nice work by the Saints. They pick up a fairly dominant first set victory, 25-13 our final score. I'll take a quick break here, back with game 2 in just a couple of moments. Game 2 coming up between the St. Francis Fighting Saints and the Governor State Jaguars. 25-13. Saints won game 1. Terry Bonadano with you tonight on the play-by-play for Fighting Saints Volleyball, the first home game of the year. They'll have their next one a week from tonight. A big-time showdown against South Division rival Olivet Nazarene. Saints ended the non-conference portion of their schedule. I shouldn't say ended because they have more non-conference games sprinkled throughout the year, but it's mostly CCAC play from here on out. They ended the exclusively non-conference portion of their schedule with a 3-5 record. Game one again, the Saints won 25-13. Some key stats. Excellent attack percentage for the Saints, .333. They had 5 team blocks. Tanae Phillips led the way with 3 kills. 4 digs were tops. That went to Leah Alice, actually below her season average. Darian Baldwin had 5 assists. Baldwin entered today's play with 120 assists, just 3 better than McKenna Bartecki for the team lead. Bartecki had 2 in the first set. Governor State was led by Ashley Pickert, who had 3 kills, but also committed 3 errors. The Saints as a team only had 3 attacking errors. So they'll try to keep their hot play going here in game number 2. Of course, best of 5 sets for the victory tonight. Leah Rose, Leah Alice, McKenna Bartecki, Brenna Perinar, Taylor Valent on the floor right now for the Saints, along with Brooklyn Withy. It'll be Rose getting the first serve as the two sides have swapped. Now it's the Saints going from left to right. Pickert had 3 kills in game 1. She won't pick up her first right here, nor on the second attempt. Blocked at the net by Withy to keep it alive. Nice work. Leah Alice misplays that ball though, and it goes off of Alice's shoulder and out of bounds. Point will go to Governor State, and as they did in the first set tonight, they score first. So 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Saints were able to pull away for a relatively easy first set win. Brenna Perinar does a nice job keeping that one in and pushing over. Volley goes to Withy. Good dig. Maris keeps it alive. Over by Johnson. Valent can't get it. Not a great pass, a little bit off the mark for Taylor Valent. She could not come up with the kill. Governor State picks up their second consecutive point. They lead by a deuce. And the serve will come here from Lizette Gonzalez. Balance blocked. Governor State keeps it going. Johnson over to the backside and Leah Rose on the right corner. Perinar looking for the kill, a good block. Jaguars misplay it. That pass a little bit too high for Ashley Pickert. And St. Francis picks up their first point of the night, at least their first point of the second set. And the score now 2-1. Darian Baldwin gets the serve. Backside out of bounds. Too strong off the right hand of Erica Halverson. Point to St. Francis. And we're tied at 2. This is Baldwin's third consecutive serve. Goes to the back middle, played by Nicole Reichert, and a misplay by Governor State. They're shooting themselves in the foot right now. St. Francis has scored 3 consecutive points, and 2 of them on unforced Jaguar errors. Pickert, nice kill. Good shot right there by Ashley Pickert. Not a whole lot the Saints were going to be able to do about that one. It's 3-3. Erica Halverson goes back to serve. She stands just to the right of middle of the court. Leah Alice, the first one to touch it for the Fighting Saints. Valent blocked, she keeps it alive, and Withy pushes it over. Nice recovery by the Saints. Johnson looking for a short kill. Leah Alice made the diving attempt, but just barely out of her reach. She was able to play that ball off the ground, but as it was off the ground, the point goes to the Jaguars, and they're back in front, 4-3. Halverson's serve is away. This is Jade Livesey-Grork getting it down for her first point of the night. 4-4, we're tied now. Jade Livesey-Grork was not out there in the first set, but the impressive sophomore comes out with a big first kill here in game number 2 to tie the score 4-4. Out of bounds. That was not touched by the Saints. Off the side of Ashley Pickert's hand, and she pushes it out the side of the court. St. Francis back in front. Their lead is 5-4. They've led by as many as 1 point today in this game, too. Governor State's been up by as many as 2. Mostly they've gone back and forth. Joanna Nowicki taps it over, and it's not played successfully by Governor State. A point to the Fighting Saints right there to take a 6-4 lead. That ball just kind of dropped in the midst of 3 Jaguars. Ballant is over. Johnson. And now Halverson pushes it across. Here's Livesey Grork, and she gets the kill. Jade Livesey Grork right between the hands of Melissa Morris. 7-4, St. Francis. They've scored 7 of the game's last 9 points after a quick start by Governor State. Not only that, but a 3-0 run here for the Fighting Saints. Vallant's serve is played on the back right side. And here's Vallant on the return. Baldwin with a good set for Withy, and Withy's got the kill. Brooklyn Withy makes it 8-4 St. Francis. Saints were able to pull away after a neck-and-neck start to the last game. Trying to pull away a little bit earlier here, already a 4-point lead. Vallant with the pass. Set by Baldwin to Withy, and this time it is returned. Johnson trying to get it over, blocked by Livesey Grork at the net, and down a point for the Governor State Jaguars. He wanted to call them the Tigers. They were black and orange. They look like they could be Tigers. Point goes to Governor State. It was the net violation on the Saints. Nicknames aside here. Ashley Pickert's going to get the serve from the left side. Livesey Grork returned but out of bounds. Jade Livesey Grork picks up another kill. She's been impressive here in game 2. Livesey Grork, a sophomore out of Newburgh, Oregon. The only player on this St. Francis roster outside of the Great Lakes region. Newburgh High School in her 2nd year now with the Saints. Withy's service played on the back end by Halverson. Now Pickert, too strong. Out of bounds, another attacking error against Governor State. St. Francis now doubling up the Jaguars. 10-5 is our score. Withy to the back middle. Missed touch by Halverson, but kept alive. Nice play by Pickert, and they do get it over, just barely over the net there. Livesey Grork, played on the backside by Gonzalez. Johnson over and down. Nice job there by Malika Johnson finding the soft spot on the St. Francis defense. Governor State hanging in there, down 10-6. Katie Zakis into the game for St. Francis. I believe this is the first time we've seen her in the 2nd set. She was out there very briefly in the 1st. And Zakis immediately is found by the ball, but she returns it. Here's Johnson looking for the kill. Dug by Alice and kept alive by Zakis, but just barely. Good hand for Alice and Zakis on the St. Francis bench on a solid effort there, but they just couldn't make it work. It's a point for Governor State, and they are back to within 3. Nice little run here by the Jaguars. Serve is away from Maris. Returned by Alice. There's Johnson and Zakis from her knees. Katie Zakis will push it over, both hands. Up in the air and knocked over to the other side by Haley Serbin. Livesey Grork looking for the kill, but out of bounds. Not tipped by Governor State. The Jaguars have now scored 3 unanswered, and they've made a ball game of it. 10-8 is our score. Governor State with the serve, looking to cut this deficit to just 1 point. It's away from Maris. It tipped off the net, but Alice was there to play it. Nowicki fires it down for the point. Joanna Nowicki wound up for that one and sent a missile over the net for an easy kill. Big play there by Joanna Nowicki. Now in her junior year, the outside hitter from Morris, Illinois. 11-8 Saints lead. Serve is away from McKenna Bartecki. Bad first touch from Malika Johnson, and by the time she gets it a 3rd time, That's too many touches to get it over. So the Saints get the point. Johnson pointed to herself there. It was not on her third effort, but the first effort that was the problem. Up in the air, and this time Johnson's able to push it over, but I think it went out of bounds. Nice effort there by Johnson that time, but she was just a little bit wide of the line. Couldn't get it inside. And so St. Francis gets the point, and after Governor State had scored 3 in a row to get back into it, the Saints have scored 3 in a row and have reclaimed their largest lead of the game at 5 points. More than halfway now to a second set victory. Out of bounds. Hit too strong by Melissa Maris. 14-8 St. Francis leads. They have scored 4 points consecutively, and all with McKenna Bartecki on the serve. And this time she gets the ace. Bartecki, the freshman from Lockport, Illinois, right down the road from here, picks up an ace, and for Bartecki, that is the 9th of the season. Another serve is away. And it's another ace, the 10th of the season for Bartecki. That's Brianna Oliver unable to keep that volley alive as she mistouched it on the backside. Bartecki has scored 6 straight points on the serve. Make it 5 straight points on the serve. The Saints have scored 6 straight overall. We'll see if Bartecki keeps attacking that same area. And she gets another ace. That's 3 in a row. That time it was Pickard who tried to make the diving play, and Pickard couldn't come up with it. Bartecki's on a roll here. 17-8, another serve is away. This time Pickard's able to play it. And returned by Halverson. Up in the air, there's Leah Alice passing to Nowicki, and Nowicki's too strong on that one. 17-9 our score, but that snaps a 7-0 St. Francis run. Governor State, the last time they had the serve, was right in it, and now they're well behind as they look to make a late run to keep themselves alive in this game. Zakis to Bartecki. Here's Nowicki. Blocked but out of bounds. Last touch by Governor State. Joanna Nowicki will get credit for the point. And the Saints are again doubling up the Jaguars. There's a kill shot from Halverson as she picks up the point. Nice shot by Erica Halverson. 18-10 our score. Serve for Haley Serbin of Governor State, a junior from Hammond, Indiana. Actually gives it up to Nicole Reichert. The libero here for the second game sends it away. That ball's blocked at the net, but down for the Saints. Pushed over by Sydney Gerard. Governor State got the block, but straight down on their own side. Big lead here, St. Francis. Leah Rose is the server. Reichert to Pickert over, and Rose plays it. Tough shot, and down for the Fighting Saints, Taylor Valent. Valent gets the kill. 10-point lead, St. Francis. Just 5 away from putting Governor State behind 2-0. Savic Salgado puts it up in the air for Governor State. Kill shot too long. Out the back line, another attacking error by Governor State. They've had a problem with that throughout tonight's game. Really tonight's whole match, not just this second game. Salgado sets up Halverson, who pushes it weakly over. It's returned. Perinar blocked on the other end, and down for Governor State. I don't know that Brianna Oliver thought she was going to get a point out of that one, but sometimes you just put your hands on the ball and push it over the net, and good things will happen as long as you keep it away. That's what happened right there for Oliver. Perinar to the left side. It is returned. That's Salgado setting up Pickert, and Pickert gets the point. Back-to-back scores for Governor State. They are within 9. Salgado gets the serve. Bartecki, Valent off the net. That ball was tipped by Governor State before going out the sideline. Another point to St. Francis, and they lead by 10 once more. Darian Baldwin is back in, and Baldwin will get the serve here. Serve is away. Too strong. Well, too strong that time from Baldwin. Governor State picks up their 13th point. They're within 9. Here's Erica Halverson. Livesey Grork, returned by Halverson. Salgado sets up Oliver. It's tipped at the net. Rose over to Baldwin to Withy, and Brooklyn Withy gets the point. Brooklyn Withy gets the Saints to within 2 points of a victory here. And Taylor Valent will try to finish it off. Here's the serve. Oliver to Salgado. Pickert looking for the kill. That's out of bounds. Point St. Francis, and that sets up game point. Taylor Valent gets the serve, trying to win this thing. Oliver touches it to Salgado. And now Pickert. Good dig by Leah Rose. Joanna Nowicki off the net over. And a violation called on the Saints. Point to Governor State. So they stay alive for at least one more. They need 10 more points in a row, though, to keep the Saints from winning game 2 here. Pickert's serve is away. Leah Rose plays it up in the air. Baldwin just barely saves it, and Nowicki has no choice but to push it over the net. There's Serbin, returned by Nowicki. Baldwin with the set. Livesey Grork is blocked, but gets it back over and out of bounds. Nice effort by Jade Livesey Grork, but that was blocked by Governor State. Good work by their front line. Another serve from Pickert. Another game point for the Saints here if they can get it. Nowicki down. Joanna Nowicki gets it to win the game for St. Francis. 25-15, our final score in the second set. The Saints now lead 2-0. We'll have game 3 for you in just a few moments. I'll step aside. At the University of St. Francis, Terry Bonadonna with you on the play-by-play for the CCAC opener. The Fighting Saints against the Governor State Jaguars. Our score is 2-0 right now. Saints have a commanding lead in this match, looking for 25 more points to get the victory. Some of the leaders from 2 sets tonight. Joanna Nowicki now on top of the Saints with 6 kills. Taylor Valance got 4 of them. Darian Baldwin, 12 assists. McKenna Bartecki second with 6. Leah Alice has 5 digs, but Leah Rose now leads the team with 6 of them. Governor State is led by Ashley Pickert with 5 kills, Malika Johnson with 4. Lizette Gonzalez has 5 assists and 7 digs. Key today, simple errors. St. Francis has only committed 7 attacking errors. Governor State has 15 of them. So Governor State has been getting in their own way more than anything so far tonight. We'll see if they can turn it around and at least extend this match to 4 sets. Saints will come out for the 3rd game with Brenna Perinar up on the right side, Taylor Valance and Brooklyn Withy right to left. In the back they've got Leah Rose and Leah Alice. And I'm missing somebody. Who did I say? McKenna Bartecki? She's out there as well. And this is Bartecki setting up Brenna Perinar, who pushes it over. Pickert looking for the kill. It's blocked but out of bounds. First point of this set goes to Governor State. Interestingly enough, Governor State has scored first in every game so far. Gonzalez with the serve, good dig, and pushed over the net. And Gonzalez to Halverson to the back line and Leah Alice. That ball nearly dropped, but Maris was there to save it. And now pushed over by Anastasia Jurasik. Here's Perinar. Out of bounds by Maris. That's St. Francis's point. Not sure that Brenna Perinar shot was going to land in bounds. It looked like it might go out the back line. Maris kind of got caught in between, didn't know if she wanted to play it or let it go, and she played it but did not get a good touch in. So we're tied up 1-1. Darian Baldwin gets the serve for the Fighting Saints and gets it over to Malika Johnson. Here's Halverson, dug by Alice. Valance, out of bounds. So there's the 8th attacking error of the game, or of the match, I should say, committed by St. Francis. Johnson gets the serve away and immediately played by Leah Rose, dropping to the ground. Pickert blocked, and a net violation I think is going to go against St. Francis. No, the net violation goes against Governor State. My mistake, so St. Francis gets the point. And our score now 2-2. All 3 games tonight have started the same way, with 2 teams essentially trading points. Maris looking to keep that trend going, and she does get it down. That ball landed in bounds, but it was tipped at the net anyway, so regardless it would have been a point for Governor State. And the Jaguars reclaim the lead now, 3-2. Saints won game 1, 25-13. They won game 2, 25-15. So the Jaguars right now just trying to stay alive. A little miscommunication there, but Baldwin keeps it alive and Nowicki pushes it over. Now here's Pickert into the net. Ashley Pickert sends it straight into the net, a point to St. Francis. 3-3, we are once again knotted up. Katie Zakis comes in to serve. Played by Pickert. Gonzalez sets up Halverson. And that point goes to St. Francis. Not sure if Nowicki or Livesey Groark got that ball, or if it was really handled more by the net. Either way, it dropped back down to the Governor State side of the court, and that's a point for St. Francis. This time it's a point for Governor State as Katie Zakis sends it straight out the back line. 4-4, we're tied on Zakis' service error. 5th of the match for St. Francis. Livesey Groark returned and blocked to the net by Nowicki. Here's Nowicki for the point. And she gets it down. Joanna Nowicki, give her the kill. 5-4 St. Francis leads. 20 points away from wrapping up a CCAC victory tonight. Last season's CCAC champs. Blocked and down. Livesey Grork. Perinar right there as well, but Livesey Grork got her hands on it. She'll be given credit for the block as it's now 6-4 St. Francis. And the serve is away from Bartecki. Pickert out of bounds. That ball well out along the right side. St. Francis 7, Governor State 4. Bartecki serves from the far side. She serves it towards the near side, but into the net. Another service error committed by the Saints. And their lead is cut to 7-5. Governor State hanging around. Jump serve from the right side, and Leah Alice there to play it. Here's Nowicki, blocked, and down for Governor State. Saints could not recover from that block. And the score now 7-6 in favor of the Saints. Jaguars still have the serve. And Melissa Maris is the server. Zakis, Livesey Grork, beautiful kill. Jay Livesey Grork was able to direct that ball perfectly to the near sideline, get it just in between the front and back lines. Here's the serve from Leah Alice. Back over, now the Saints have a free ball. That's Perinar, blocked out of bounds. Saints point. Brenna Perinar picks up another kill. She's had a nice third set. There's Alice's serve, and she bloops it right down. An ace for Alice. Leah Alice led the team coming in with 11 aces on the season. Kenna Bartecki, I think, moved in front of her. She had 3 in a row back in the second game, but it's a big one for Alice. Johnson tipped at the net, and Alice keeps it alive. There's Bartecki, over and out. Looked like Bartecki was just trying to pass right there, but that ball got away from her. And it went over the net and out of bounds. So Governor State gets the point, 10-7 our score. Oliver's serve returned by Zakis. Valent down for the point. Taylor Valent picks up another kill. Saints lead by 4, and they've got the serve now. It's Anastasia Jurasic. The libero in game 1, the libero here in game 3, back in, playing back right. Here's Johnson. Alice, an awkward touch in her attempt to return that ball. Leah Alice has been a little bit off a couple of times tonight. Star player of St. Francis. Not needed to contribute as much in this match because the rest of the team has stepped up, taking a 2-0 lead. But Governor State's making a game of it here in the third set as Lizette Gonzalez picks up the ace there. Scores 11-9. Valent blocked right back off of Leah Alice, who's not able to return it. Good block there by Governor State. And they are within 1 point, 11-10. Nice little run here for the Jaguars. They can tie the score right here. Gonzalez's serve is away. It's low, played by Valent, and Alice keeps it alive. Pushed over by Withy. There's Halverson, good dig by Alice. Perinar, saved by Jurasic. Johnson looking for the kill, blocked and into the net, Saints point. Brenna Perinar gets the block right down into the Governor State front line once again, and they can only return it into the net, so the Saints maintain their lead. That was a big point right there, as Governor State had taken some momentum. They were in position potentially to tie the score and maybe even take a lead. But instead, it's still the Saints by 2. Now Johnson taps it over. Here's Leah Alice setting up Tanae Phillips. And Tanae Phillips with a power kill. 13-10 Saints. Tanae Phillips did not play in the second set. She was big with 3 kills in game 1. Looked very good on that one as well. Here's Baldwin's serve. Into the net. Maris can't get it over. St. Francis has scored 3 in a row. Now leading 14-10, just 11 points away from winning the match. This is Darian Baldwin. To Malika Johnson, a little bit too hard. Left it free for Taylor Valent, and Valent took advantage. Taylor Valent gets the kill. Timeout called by Governor State. 15-10 St. Francis. Their lead had been cut to 1 at 11-10, but they've gone on a roll here, scoring 4 consecutive points. The last one, perhaps the most impressive. Malika Johnson returned the serve, but she was looking for a pass. The ball got away from her a little bit too far. And Taylor Valent was waiting at the net to take advantage of the free ball. 5-point lead for the Fighting Saints. St. Francis coming off of a fairly successful weekend at Indiana Wesleyan. They played 4 matches in 2 days. They defeated number 22 Lords in 5 sets, but they lost to Indiana Wesleyan and Indiana Kokomo in 3 sets each. They did defeat Indiana Southeast in 4 sets. Both Leah Alice and Brenna Perinar were named to the all-tournament team. Been a good team effort tonight. Perinar and Alice have neither had great matches tonight. Neither of them played poorly, but they haven't been needed to carry the heavy load. We're back underway, and the first serve following the timeout goes out of bounds from Darian Baldwin. Point to Governor State. It's a 4-point game. Here's Malika Johnson. Into the net. Bad time for that for Governor State. They needed a score right there, and Malika Johnson hit it softly right into the net. That's her 8th service error this season. Taylor Valent gets the serve for the Saints. Jurasic sets up Gonzalez to Pickert. Pickert's been quiet of late, trying to get this kill, but it is returned. Nicely done by the Saints. Joanna Nowicki's the one who pushed it over. Now here's Johnson into the net. Malika Johnson, this time on a kill shot, goes right into the net. Saints lead by 6. Gonzalez sets up Halverson. Halverson pushes it over. It's Nate Phillips gets it back. And now Gonzalez with another set. Halverson gets it down. Erica Halverson, the junior from Piatone, picks up the point. Jaguars aren't going to go down quietly today. They put up a good fight here in the 3rd set after dropping the first 2. Backline, it's Leah Rose. Baldwin sets up Nowicki, tipped at the net and kept alive by the Jaguars. Pickert tipped at the net, and that's Tanae Phillips. Leah Alice will push it over towards the sideline. It stays in. There's Oliver looking for the kill, but too strong and out of bounds. Another point for St. Francis. And then here comes Katie Zakis in to serve. Zakis gets the ace. Melissa Maris looked at her hands there as though wondering what exactly they were supposed to do on that play. She played it incorrectly. This time a more confident move from her. And the Jaguars do get it over. Jade Livesey-Grork looking for the kill, but it's saved. Gonzalez over to the other side. Baldwin to Nowicki. She dinks it over and down. We've seen the power of Joanna Nowicki a couple of times today. right here. She uses a little finesse, just tapping it over and getting the kill. And the serve remains St. Francis's. Blocked by Nowicki, kept alive. There's Halverson over to Tanae Phillips. Baldwin sets. Livesey Grork gets the kill. Jade Livesey Grork picks up the point for the Saints. It's 21-12. St. Francis. They've scored 4 consecutive points, and Katie Zakis will remain on the serve from center court. Zakis' serve goes to the far end. Oliver, one more touch. It's Gonzalez pushing it over. Baldwin sets for Phillips. Tanae Phillips gets it in. She just barely sneaks that ball inside the line, and Tanae Phillips has another kill. It's a 10-point lead for the Saints. They have run away with this thing, or they've started to anyway. Still a little bit of time for Governor State to get back into it, and that'll help. A serving error called against Katie Zakis as she hits it out of bounds. A good run, though, as she had won 4 consecutive points, turning a 5-point Saints lead into a healthy 9-point lead. Jaguars need to go on a run right here. Livesey Grork out of bounds. And a net violation was called on the Saints anyway. So either way, it's Governor State point. And Governor State serve. Halverson over to Leah Ellis. Now Baldwin sets to Nowicki. And Nowicki will get the kill. Oliver tried to return it, but knocked it straight out the sideline. 23-14, a 9-point lead for the Saints. And they are 2 points away from having made pretty quick work of the Jaguars here tonight. Returned by Pickert. Oliver gets it over, and a nice recovery by Livesey Grork. There's Brenna Perinar, and a good dig. Oliver gets it over. Bartecki to Nowicki. Hit up into the rafters. Still a live ball. And Johnson pushes it over, and Johnson will be called for the violation. A double hit. That was such a good volley. It's a shame to see it end on a double touch that way. But it is the Saints' point. And it's match point here for McKenna Bartecki. Tipped at the net. Zakis. And now tapped over Livesey Grork. That's in. Jade Livesey Grork gets the match point for the Fighting Saints. As that ball was passed a little bit awkwardly, she had to adjust herself in the air, come back down, and just tip it over instead of going for the power kill shot. But she just barely did find the line. It landed inbounds, and St. Francis comes away with the Game 3 victory, 25-14. That gives them a 3-0 match tonight. Straight sets, 25-13, 25-15, and now 25-14. Actually, all 3 games turned out being very similar to one another. And the Saints end up winning all of them, so a nice start to the conference season for them. St. Francis picks up the win over Governor State in the opener here, and the Saints will get another taste of conference action just 2 days from today on the road at Indiana South Bend. I'll get you a little more information on that one in just a moment. Let's go back over this match. Saints pretty dominant today. All 3 games started the same way, with Governor State scoring the first point in each one. 2 sides went back and forth for the first 10 to 12 points or so, and then in all 3, St. Francis made their run around the midway point and were able to pull away. Some of the stats from tonight: St. Francis was led by Jade Livesey Grork and Taylor Valent, who had 6 kills each, but the number 1 in kills today was Joanna Nowicki. She had 9 of them. Diggs led by Leah Alice with 10. Leah Rose had 7. She actually had the most on the team through the first 2 sets, but Alice had a good 3rd set. 17 assists for Darian Baldwin today, 10 for McKenna Bartecki. Saints as a whole had 7 blocks, including solos for Brenna Perinar and Brooklyn Withy. Governor State was led by Malika Johnson with 5 kills and Ashley Pickert, who one-upped her with 6. They got 9 assists out of Lizette Gonzalez and 9 digs from Gonzalez as well. Erica Halverson and Anastasia Jurisic had 6 each. Overall today, St. Francis had 35 kills. Governor State only 17. The Jaguars also committed 25 attacking errors. St. Francis only 11. The Saints did have 8 service errors, their one real fault today, but they also had 8 aces to kind of make up for that. They outblocked Governor State 7-3. They outdug them 35-33. They had a .293 attacking percentage in today's game, well above their season average of .095. Again, our final scores tonight, 25-13, 25-15, 25-14. The Saints improved to 4-5 overall this year. Good start to conference play. They are 1-0 in the CCAC. Governor State takes a rare early season loss. They fall to 4-2. They are 0-1 to start CCAC play. More non-conference games coming up over the weekend, but first, a CCAC battle on the road for the first time for St. Francis. On Thursday night at 6 o'clock p.m., they will take on Indiana South Bend in South Bend. The Titans have gotten off to a 3-3 start this year. Their first conference match of the season is tonight at Olivet Nazarene. Saints will get their first look at Olivet a week from today. Tuesday night right here, 7 o'clock p.m., and we will have that game for you. You can find it on GoFightingSaints.com. 25-13, 25-15, 25-14. Those are our scores from today's straight sets victory for St. Francis, and that's going to do it for today's broadcast. Of course, 5 more games coming up for St. Francis between now and the next home game, but the next time we will talk to you is a week from tonight, next Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m., the Saints against the Tigers of Olivet Nazarene. Until then, this is Terry Bonadonna signing off for the victorious Fighting Saints. Good night, all.